This one's called The Asteroid. In his shiny modern office with its shiny modern air conditioning, screens, and chair, he cancels production on his latest project. It was supposed to be a satellite to help study the Earth, knocking about the glistening field of space junk like a transcendent ping pong ball. But there's no use for it now. There's no use for anything now after the news. The picture of his wife stares at him from its dusty frame. He picks it up and holds it to his face until it has a foggy breath smear. He holds it like this as he rolls his chair to the single office window. Outside, on the windowsill, is a bird nest and 2 blue eggs. Sometimes he wants to crack them open and fry them on a pan, but most of the time he longs to watch their eventual hatching, their naked, featherless lives before they take flight. He's watched the parent bird come and go. It watched him with its beady eyes separated by a sheet of glass. Now it lands on the nest as he watches over the top edge of the picture frame. His coworker shuffles into his office on despondent feet. She was never despondent before the news that permeates this building like a sickness, like a disease everyone's dropping off in little heaps on the floor for others to slip on. The rest of this world hasn't heard the news, not yet, but she had been part of the team to catch it on high-powered telescope, the approach of it, the size and speed. But now she's walking into his office. He swivels in his chair and lowers the framed picture from his mouth. She's got disdain in her twitching lip, and she's coming right for him. Is she going to punch him? Is she going to knock his stupid little lights out? He doesn't get up, just pushes on the floor with his feet, rolling away like a child on a ride. She doesn't follow him. She goes to the window, opens up slowly with a rusty crank that squeaks, then steps up on the sill, 1 foot on each side of the nest, and steps out. He blinks in his chair. Surely that hadn't happened. Surely she's playing hide and seek with him. Her face will appear, and she will giggle, and he will giggle, but this does not happen. Screams float up from the open window. He's dropped the picture on his lap, and he's chewing on his fingernails again. Hard. They're down to more than the quick. He tastes blood, but he can't stop. He stands on wobbly legs, goes to the window, and looks down from the 9th floor. Her broken body is sprawled on the pavement. Without looking, he grabs an egg in his rough, calloused fingers. The calluses rasp against the soft blue shells before he throws them down at her, the first after the next. One breaks on her cracked head, the other on her back. The parent bird comes swooping down, circling the whole gooey mess. Soon he will go down and join the shrieking onlookers. He will see how her teeth have broken from her jaw and lay scattered in blood, her blood in a pool and a splatter. He will see how peacefully the flies begin to bumble around her. He will put his hands in that pool and decide the people need to know. They need to be able to make this choice for themselves. He will be the one who leaks the news. He will call the press, call the social media sites, call damn near every hotline he can and tell them, the asteroid, it's big. Earth is right in its path. No, there's no way it will divert from course. An object in motion stays in motion. Yes, I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure. The only way it won't hit is if it moves, changes its mind. But only things that are alive can do that. A rock is not alive, even if it's from space. He will go home. His wife will greet him at the door, but back up when she sees the blood on his hands. She will trail behind him on his cleansing journey to the bathroom sink. She will ask, "Honey, what's all that blood?" But he won't answer her as the water spurts from the faucet. He will stick his hands under, pump the soap, lather and rinse, and the exposed beds of his fingers will sting and jump. He will be a nerve-ending touch to the light of cleanliness. Her reflection will be in the mirror. She will start to come up behind him, like she's going to wrap her arms around his waist. Her own waist is thickening. Part of him is inside that somehow, part of him and part of her that 6 months ago seemed like a good idea, but he's not so sure now, because she won't wrap her arms around him. Instead, she'll stop at the doorway and fold them across her chest. He'll look at her, but she'll look at the red dissolving down the sink, running off his hands like mud, like something dirty. What is all that blood, she'll ask. And he will think of smashing her open like the eggs, but that's not what he will do. He will lay his washed hands on her swollen belly and make murmured, whispered, desperate promises of safety. All of this will happen. But for now, he watches the bird circle around the eggs smashed on the dead body. He's decided the bird is a father. A mother would weep would tear, would jerk and kick in the viscera massacre left behind, but a father doesn't desecrate. A father looks at the damage and fools himself into believing he can fix it, that he can save them.